Hi students, now we are going to discuss about chapter 8 quadrilateral midpoint theorem. That one now we are going to discuss. Statement of midpoint theorem. A line segment joining the midpoint of two sides of a triangle. Where they are joining a two side a midpoint. So I mark a midpoint E and F. E and F are the midpoint of two sides. Which are the two sides? AB side and AC side. Joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is, so I join these two, E and F are joining in. Then that line segment is parallel to which side? BC side. To the third side. Here the third side is BC is the third side and equal to the half of it. And we want to prove that this EF line is parallel to BC side and EF is the half of the BC side. We want to prove. So for that, here extra construction is there. What construction we do means draw a line through C. Draw a line through C vertex. And E and F line are extended to outside. So EF line is extended to outside and touching on the C vertex, C line. Through C vertex we draw a line. That cutting point mark an alphabet D. So CD line is cutting by EF, extending EF line. They cut intersect at a point, mark it as this is a extra construction work. So given first we statement given time we want to prove. So first step is given. What are the information they given? A triangle. That's why here which triangle we consider? ABC is a triangle. Then which are the midpoints? E and F are the midpoints of which side? Are the midpoint of E is the midpoint of AB side and F is the midpoint of AC side. Then midpoints, we know that midpoints divide the line segment into two another equal lines. Which are they? EA and AB. And AF and FC, they divide into another two parts. Then next to prove. We want to prove what we want to prove. Here we want to prove that the EF line is parallel to BC and EF is equal to the half of third side of the triangle. That the third side of the triangle is BC side. So we want to prove EF is half of BC. For that extra construction we done. What is the extra construction? Extra construction is through C vertex, through C draw CD parallel to which side? CD line is parallel to AB side. CD line is parallel to AB side. Then afterwards extend which side? EF line. Extend EF to which point? Point D. EF line is extended to outside and intersect at a point D. Then next proof case. How to prove this one? First of all, we consider two triangle become a congruent triangle. Which two triangle? AEF triangle and CFD triangle consider. We want to prove that they become a congruent triangle. So first we consider in triangle AEF and second triangle consider it as CFD. These two triangle consider any three conditions apply and say that the two triangle become a congruent triangle. What are the information we can say with respect to these two triangle? First we can say here EF is vertically opposite to both triangles. So angle wise reading time, angle AFE is equal to CFB. They are vertically opposite angle. Next we can say that here AF and FC are equal. AF side is equal. AF of the first triangle and FC of the second triangle are equal. What is the reason? F is the midpoint. That's why midpoint divided into two equal parts. That's why AF line and FC line are equal only. Next, what we can say here, angle EAF and FCD angle are equal. What is the reason? They are alternate interior angle. By AB line and a CD line are parallel. They cut by a transversal line AC. That's why they make a here half part with respect to triangle EA take enough. So we can write angle EAF is equal to FCD. Reason alternate interior angle. So here which are the parallel lines? AB is parallel to CD and AC is the transversal line. That's why they are the transversal line. So three conditions are satisfied. Therefore, our required which are the triangle AEF and CDF triangle. AEF is congruent to triangle CFD by which property? Two angle and one side represent as a ASM property. Two angle and one side represent as a ASA property. So we proved that two triangle are a then by CPCT, what are the information we can say? By CPCT we can say that AE side and CD side are equal. AE is equal to CD side. Same way, third side of the first triangle is EF is equal to third side of second triangle is FD also become equal by CPCT. Mark it as equation 1. Then next but we know that AE is parallel to equal to which part BE. What is the reason? E is the midpoint. That's why next we can write it as AE is also equal to BE. Reason E is the midpoint. E is the midpoint. Mark it as a second equation. A is equal to B. Then first and second equation, see what we can say. A is equal to CD. Same way A is equal to BE also. So togetherly we can say A is equal to BE and the same way it is also equal to CD. There we mark an equation number 3. Then next what we can say that remaining part I write here. Then next afterwards what we can say that they are equal sides only. Then here see BE and CD. What about BE and CD? They are parallel sides. Why here? Therefore, hence we can say BE is parallel to CD. What is this? Actually, this is an opposite first pair of an opposite side of this parallel. Which parallelogram? BCDE. BE and CD are parallel means they become equal only. BE here BE is equal to CD only. Reason opposite side this one. That's why opposite side means, therefore what we can conclude that we can say that BCDE is a parallelogram. We proved that this become a parallelogram shape. Then next what parallelogram shape we proved that. Then next what we can say ED is parallel to third side BC. ED is parallel to BC. So the second pair of opposite side of the parallelogram. Which is the second pair? Two pairs are the parallelogram case. Two pairs of opposites. First pair is BE and CD. That part completed. Second pair is ED is parallel to BC, second pair of opposite side. They are, or otherwise we can say ED is parallel to which side? Sorry, ED not EF is parallel to BC. That is our question. We proved that EF is parallel to BC. The remaining one more part is that to prove in case EF is the half of BC. First part completed, we proved that EF is parallel to this part. ED is parallel to BC. Same way we can say EF is parallel to BC also. Then next, so that's why what we can, they are parallel means what we can say ED side and BC side are equal. Next our aim is to prove second part. What is the second part? EF is equal to half of BC case. Then look at the diagram ED, how we can split and write EF plus FD. Instead of ED we can write it as EF plus FD. Then using first equation, see EF and FD are equal. See, EF side and FD side are equal. That's why instead of this FD place, which value we can substitute? EF side we can substitute. So next step, BC is equal to EF plus EF. Reason using equation 1. In equation 1 we proved that EF and FD are equal. That's why instead of FD place EF we substitute. How many times EF are there? 2 times are there. So 2 times EF side. So we want which part? EF 1. That's why EF keep one side. 2 send to opposite side. Multiply 2 goes to opposite side, comes to be denominator. So we can say EF is equal to half of BC. So hence we proved that here, therefore we can say that EF keep left side, 2 send it to opposite means half of BC. Hence we proved the midpoint. So what we can conclude? When a line where to draw, when a line drawn by the midpoint of the two sides of a triangle is what we can say, that is parallel to the third side, and same it is equal and half of it, that is the midpoint theorem. Next we go through first question. Exercise 8.2, first question we want to prove that. In first question they given a diagram also. In first question they given a diagram also. In this way, first question they given there. First question they given as in this way. ABCD is ABCD exercise 8.2. ABCD is a quadrilateral. It is given, they says that it is a quadrilateral. Then next what? P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of which side? AB side, BC side, CD side and AD side. In this way, P is the midpoint of AB side, Q is the midpoint of BC side, R is the midpoint of CD side and S is the midpoint of the AD side. Here and AC is the diagonal. They given as AC is the diagonal of that figure. Now AC diagonal they given there. One diagonal only given. First part we want to prove that SR is parallel to AC, and parallel means midpoint theorem applied. SR is the half of AC side. First part. Second part we want to prove that PQ is equal to SR side. Third part we want to prove that inside PQ RS is a parallelogram. In this way they given them. So we can draw a diagram also they given. One parallelogram shape. ABCD is the parallelogram. So we can draw a ABCD parallelogram. Then what they given? P is the midpoint of AB. That's why we mark a P on AB side. Q is the midpoint of BC. So mark Q as the midpoint. Next R is the midpoint of a DC, so mark R on the DC side. And S is the midpoint of AD, means S mark. Then S to R and R to Q and S to P and P to Q are joining. Then again inside part we get another parallelogram. That is suppose inside PQRS become a part. We want to prove that also. So AC is the, that's why we can join the AC side. So how to prove this one? First, given instruction, first we write. What are the information they given? A, B, C, D is a quadrilateral. It is a quadrilateral shape. That information we write there on the given place. And P, Q, R and S are the midpoints. They are the midpoints of which side? Midpoints of AB side, BC side, CD side and AD side. In this way they given them. Next, to prove cases that three condition one by one write the three condition. Proof case, how to prove that? Proving that first our aim is to SR is parallel to AC. How to prove? First we consider ADC triangle. What we can say, S and R are the midpoints. So midpoint theorem applying time SR is parallel to AC side. Same way we can say SR is parallel to the AC side. So next we can consider triangle as a triangle ADC consider, and S and R are the midpoints. Then midpoint theorem applying. They are midpoints. So midpoint theorem applying time we can say that how to say SR is parallel to which side? AC side. Where they are parallel means SR is half of that midpoint theorem. They are parallel to the third side and SR is the half part of the AC side also. SR is half part of the AC side. Then, so that is of course we proved that SR is half part of the AC using a midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem we applied this one. Then next what we want to do? PQ and SR are equal. How to prove? They says that PQ and SR is. So here we can mark it as equation 1. This part mark it as equation 2. Okay. Then second part of proving is PQ and SR are equal. How to prove that? Second case proving time we can take it as a ABC triangle. Similarly, ABC triangle considering time we can say P and Q are the midpoint of which side? They are the midpoint of AB side and CB side. So PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half part of AC. PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is the half part of PQ is half part of AC. Mark it as equation number 3 and equation number 4. There we mark it as equation number 3 and equation number 4. Then compare second equation and fourth equation. Here second equation SR is half of AC and fourth equation is PQ equal half of AC case comparison doing. So from second and fourth equation comparison doing time here both of them right side are same, half of AC, half of AC. That's why what we can say SR is equal to PQ. Hence we prove that is of course second part says that we want to prove that PQ and SR are equal. Hence we proved that SR and PQ both are equal to which side? Half of AC part. Then next for third case we want to prove that PQRS is a parallelogram. How to prove? First and third cases consider. First and third cases in time here from equation first and equation 3 consider. First and 3 equation considering time. PQ is parallel to AC, SR is parallel. Both of them have which side is common there? AC side is common there. That's why we can write it as that part, common part leaving after, we can say SR is parallel to AC. What about SR and the PQ? SR and PQ are the opposite pair of the opposite side of that quadrilateral. Which quadrilateral? PQRS quadrilateral. SR and PQ are the opposite side, opposite first pair, opposite side. That's why what we can conclude, we can conclude the one pair enough. That's why we can conclude that PQRS quadrilateral become a parallelogram. Therefore PQRS is a parallelogram. We proved that they become a parallelogram. Why? Because SR and the PQ are the sides of that quadrilateral. When opposite sides are equal, that quadrilateral we call it as a parallelogram. So yes, PQRS quadrilateral become a parallelogram. Hence we proved. I hope you can understand this. Thank you.